Morning. Well, I'm up. My back hurts, of course, as you can imagine from yesterday's adventure. And I'm wearing my sparkly shirt for those who love my sparkly shirt, my sweater. My hair is like straw today with all that dust from the teepee in it. I have to limber myself up a bit. So let's say a little prayer while we start. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for blessing us. We had so much fun yesterday at having a campfire. That was really awesome. Thank you for blessing us that we could all be there together and that we could turn the teepee back into a nice room. Thank you for blessing us with the ability to do that, blessing me with the ability to do that all down there and to not be in too much pain today, rather stiff but not terrible. Thank you for my life and my family and especially my husband. And thank you for the inspiration to build teepees and have campfires in them. Thank you for the suggestions from those of my friends who watch these videos and influence my life, get me to wear different clothes and do things I wouldn't be really wanting to do, like make a teepee campfire. And thank you for all the blessings which Thou hast given to us. And as we start this day, we ask that Thou will help me to do the things that Thou would like me to do and not do the things that Thou would not like me to do. Help me to use my time wisely, even if it is hanging around the campfire. I thank you for blessing us, blessing me that Willem tried to shovel the snow off on the deck. Poor guy, it all crashed down. As soon as he was done working on one area, 3 more roofs let go, and I think it's pretty deep out there around the house. And thank you for the beautiful, beautiful weather out there, all the snow on the trees. Help this camera to work so that I can take people and show them things, and we can enjoy this lovely day together. And please help me to figure out ways to limber up my body. And please bless those who watch, that they will be inspired, whether with ideas, creative ideas to do things, or just entertained. Bless people that are ill, that are praying for a blessing. Please bless them with whatever is in Thy bag of tricks to do for them, without taking away the trials that we're supposed to have. Please bless us that our burdens will be lighter, that we will not feel them upon our backs. Please bless us with gratitude and being able to see Thy hand in all things. Thank you so much for winter and all of the beautiful things that come with it. Campfires and wood stoves and time to hang out watching videos. And all those little plants upstairs that are growing. And bless everyone as they try to start seeds for their gardens, that they will be successful and that they will be blessed with places to plant them, and that they will be able to eat the food from them, just in case it's not in the stores. Please bless all those out there that are suffering from COVID and from different health issues that have been put on hold because of COVID. Please bless them, that they will be able to be close to Thee and able to see Thy hand in the trials that are in their lives, and that they will grow from their trials, and that they will become better people, more filled with love for one another. And these things we pray in the name of Jesus Christ, our beloved Savior. Amen. You got a little bit crooked there. Oh yes, I don't turn it off now. Good morning. So, Would you like to see outside? It's pretty cool. Here it is. Dum da dum dum dum. I shall put a piece of paper in my pocket and write down the songs. Good morning, Devin. How is life today? Did you get a bunch of snow? We got a bunch of snow. Look at that, a coat on the floor. Willem finished shoveling the deck at 3 a.m. I think he might have been a little tired. Let's see how it looks out there. Oh, my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. But the floor is warm. I don't need socks on today. Good morning, Mr. Black Squirrel. How's the digging going? I'm glad you got a fat nose and can't stick it all the way in. Here come the chickadees. They're going to eat at the same time as you. Nice to have a large, expansive spot. Look at it. It's on the wires there. Boy, I have all these wires. I know they look terrible. Maybe I'll take the wires down one day when the grapes are there instead. And let's look out here. So this must be one that he shoveled, because it does not look as deep. Judging from those holes in the snow from the rain dripping off the roof. What a beautiful view. Take a photo. Click. Look at this one. Isn't that a beautiful tree out there? Could see my path. All right, and we will move to this one. Yes, there are many unfinished but started projects. Looks like he might have worked on this one. He said the snowblower couldn't get through it. It looks very, very sloppy or sticky out there. Why shovel? Just roll snowmen. Will we be making snowmen today? Is that what we're going to do? It'll be coming in the next day or two. Well, Devin, I hope you have beautiful views of it when it comes. Isn't that beautiful? Click. I should cut that. Should cut that and take it up there and put it on that little place for the children. But it's too pretty. All right, we shall walk through the house. Try not to look at the mess. I can understand why these things are here. I know why absolutely everything is here. Look, I found these. All these awesome hooks. These were in my pocket. I empty my pocket when I come in. This is the things that we might be able to use upstairs in the ceiling to hold all those, what are they called? I'm going to need a lot more than this, aren't I? Let's look out the windows. Oh yes, Willem did laundry even. Oh, that's been shoveled. The snowblower did it. Look at that. We probably need to put some shoes on our feet and go outside. Or slippers even. And the fire needs to be done. Those socks were dirty. Let's see if we can get some shoes up from under there. Where did they go? There it is, way back there. Looks like this fleece is in line to be pulled. Nancy yesterday must have brought it in for a reason. Ice on the window. Ooh, sloppy stuff. Oh, it'll never get through it now. Can't even see Deer Meadow. I never did plug in the lights last night. After all the straightening of them I did. Good morning, chickadee. Boy, this is hard rock stuff. We'll never go through it now. Click. What a beautiful picture. Click. Wonder. It's frozen in place. Huh. Only the top is going to fall off. That's so cool. It's going to be here for a while. Boy, it's windy coming from that way. We'll get behind our wall of fleece. I love this part right here. I want to find out what's on the other side of it and have to clean it. That one's quite soft. This is very soft. Soft, but not quite as much. Ooh, that's very soft too. Okay. As you can see, if I'm going to clean today, I got it from a guy who cuts fleece, a fleece cutter, sheep shearer, I guess that's what it's called. All right, now you want the big unveil. Ooh, a coat would be nice. Look, ta-da! Can you believe this? Look at that. I sorted it all. I'm gonna go behind this plastic and it won't be so cold. Look at that. And look, I even sorted out this couch. I covered it with a sturdy thing and then covered that with these. And look, it didn't get snowed on. And I hung this up properly. The deer came, I guess, did he? Yeah, it's pretty bumpy, but not till the snow, before this. And look at what happened from it came crashing down. Oh, look, there's more. Well, you're not falling in it. It's really deep over there. Okay, cold. Let's go back in and get proper clothes on for this kind of weather. We can sit here for a moment in the shelter. We'll get a coat on. Isn't it beautiful? What a lovely day. And thank you for all coming to the teepee campfire last night. Wasn't it lovely? I just love that. I never made a 7-hour video before. This is where I brought in all that soil. A mess has been made. Another mess. Let's go look from upstairs where it's really warm. Is there anything I should take up with me? I need a piece of paper in a pocket for all the songs I sing. This is my journal. No pen. Is there a pen upstairs? Some pens are nicer than others. All right. Should probably put socks on, shouldn't we? What color are we wearing today? So these are the socks of the day, I guess. Hope they don't have big holes in the bottom. What's this? How about this one? already been nicely taken care of. And how about this one? That's also nicely taken care of. So I guess we're going to wear these. We're going upstairs where we can enjoy our lives. Let's take some, looks like some water out for the tea kettle. I suppose it's time to get a new cup with new stuff in it. Got the old Explorer on Echo, or Bancroft. Take it up. And let's take up some, these are sugar-free, dairy-free, rice-free, wheat-free cookies. Can we take some of this? We should have some stuff upstairs. Do we have an extra ginger? What was the other one you said? Ginger, cinnamon. I'll have to get another cup. Let's get a new cup, Nancy. How hard can it be? Let's get a bigger one. Penobscot River, Maine. Let's have ginger tea. That ginger smells so good. Put ginger in there. That's a lot of ginger, but it'll make a few cups of tea, right? Ginger and cinnamon. You know, I'm tired of opening this side and it never works. Let's just do that. Look at that. Isn't that better? Cinnamon and ginger. And let's put in some fennel. Where'd the fennel bag go? I don't think I put it back up. Oh, I have fennel upstairs already. Okay. So these go back on my arm. And this go upstairs. We'll go up and see what is left from all my little straw falling out of my buckets. A little dirt from my feet. Which is why my house is never perfect. Look, it did. I figured out how to fix it. You swipe up and you turn off the Wi-Fi and turn it back on. I went to great lengths to clean my hands with my nail brush a few times yesterday. But I guess I didn't do it the last time because now my fingers are dirty again. Oh well, it'll happen. I didn't turn any lights on in here. Good morning, I'm sure you did. So I have a list here of my songs I'm gonna find on the whatever it's called, violin. I was going to have coffee, but now you have me in the mood for tea now. Herbal tea is so much better for you than coffee. You really don't need the coffee to get you going. It's only if you're addicted to it that you have to have it to give you going. It's a caffeine addiction. But it's mostly in our minds. Hey, those beans, my goodness, I guess you need to have a tour in here again. Whoa, and look at those pumpkin leaves. It would be better to look at that than me. See if we can turn things around. Look at the leaves on that pumpkin. Look at that. They've just doubled in size overnight. And the artichokes. Look at the beans. Look at them. They look like they live outside. They look so happy. I'm going to let them grow up to the ceiling, to the light thing I'm going to put up there. And we have lots of buckets full of soil now. Oops, what happened there? What was that? It said. There's one in Dallas. The airport's closed now. All right, let's make it small. Good morning. Oh, I I think my water is ready. Let us go get it. We'll turn you around again. We'll make it smaller. My goodness, what a lot of tidying up needs to be done after all the buckets were brought up with sand in them. Look at that. We have lots of sand now and straw, and we can fill these 2 containers. Wait a minute, where's the second one? Are you kidding? All that to fill these, and that's the only one we have? Huh. I guess the other one's still out in the wheelbarrow. All right, let's do this. Let's get our juice. I guess it's always good to have something to do. You know, if you make a mess, you know you have something to do. Ginger, cinnamon, and fennel, but I don't think I put in enough fennel. Put in a few more. I don't have a spoon. Oh, this is interesting. Look at all these birds. Look at the snow. So part of it fell down, and that part all fell off. But this has yet to slide down. What a beautiful day. And these little birds, all these goldfinches, I think they would like it if I put some more food in them. I'll give it to you here. Can you imagine how much this must have cost? All these shucked seeds here. The most common types of birds that I get: hairy woodpecker, downy woodpecker, chickadee, goldfinch, nuthatch. Those are brown-headed nuthatch, and the white nuthatch. Looks like this window is clean to here, but I couldn't clean that part. We could feed them on our hands. That's always nice, eh? Always makes me feel good when they come to my hand. Chickadee dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. Chickadee dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. Goldfinches are not so interested. There goes a hairy woodpecker running up a tree over there. There's a chickadee on that one. Juncos we also have. Hello, little chickadee. Gives me a good feeling when I feed the birds on my hand. Now don't make a mess. They don't even need to go somewhere else. Wow, I've never in my life had a hairy woodpecker on my hand. Or a goldfinch. That was pretty amazing. I was a little worried when he was pecking at that nut because my hand is not as, the skin on my hand is not going to resist him like. You can't be here. Oops, let's get some more. This is fun. Who knew this is what I would be doing this morning? Okay, you can go, Sammy. Come on, Sammy. I've never had a goldfinch on my hand before. Or a hairy woodpecker. Can you believe that? Come on, you go on, you go on. I heard the blue jays out there. The blue jays have discovered it too. If they come, come on, come on, Sammy. Are you still on the house? Where are you? How are you getting here so quickly? There you are. Hey, Sammy, go on. I don't know. No, we didn't get 10 inches. If you see the railings, that's what we got. I think we got a lot of rain instead of snow. But look at it. Isn't that incredible? There you go, chickadee. Well, they've got some competition now with this whole flock of goldfinch that are here. I wonder how many are in the flock. Probably 50. There goes Sammy. But we have some big snow on the decks from the roof. Did you see that hairy woodpecker on my hand? He was trying to break the peanuts with his beak. On my hand. That was my hand. What if he missed? He could have gone right through my skin. I hear you coming, Sammy. I hear you. I hear you. What are you trying to do now? Boo. Boo. Were you thinking of eating from my hand? Should I put it here? Well, it's my house. I have it here. It's mine. You have your own places. My fingers are getting cold. You stay off the house now, you hear? Chickadee-dee-dee-dee. Dee-dee-dee-dee. They're over at this window now. Let's close it. Okay, everybody, you can come back. But not you, Sammy. You have to stay down there. Oh, it's getting cold out there. I have to bring my hand closer to the wall. Wasn't that a lovely time we had in the teepee? It was so good, and I even finished telling you my whole first joke. He doesn't want to come in. He wants to eat these. All these that are already shucked sunflowers. Sunflowers with peanuts and can't believe I fed a goldfinch and a hairy woodpecker sat on my hand, and I filmed it. That's amazing. I had a downy on my hand once. That was out the other window when it was the loft. So you've come back. Yes, you're hungry? There you go. Ooh, look at the snow coming off the roof. We got a dusting of snow, maybe an inch. It's cold out there. Now they don't have to come back because they all filled up. What are you doing with your 27-inch piece of board? Yes? Would you like some from my hand? Should I dare feed you from my hand? What if you bite me? You would bite me just for fun, wouldn't you? Maybe not. You do look sweet, but I know better. Oh, there comes your antithesis. Antithesis? No. What is the word? The whole snow turned to ice. So everything fell off the roof, and now it's impassable. Even a little chunk of slush is hard as a rock. Which means you can just walk on it now, which is nice. Wonder what it'll mean for the rest of the pathways. Didn't we have fun in the teepee? That was such a cozy place last night. How do you feel after being there, Ellen? You spent most of the day there, didn't you? Imagine it was 7 hours video. I have to look at this video and take a photo on the video of that hairy woodpecker. And, all right, it's too cold for my hand. Wow, that was fun. What a singular experience. Holding up a plywood table. Uh-huh. Good job. And what will you be doing in your workstation? I love workstations. Did you see? I cleaned up this shady deck yesterday before I headed down there to the teepee. It was an awesome day. Wow. I want to have another campfire now. But I'm going to take good wood. I'm going to take some wood down. I wonder if I can get some from the driveway. 10 hours. You guys have kind of infiltrated my life. It looks like you've just come for a visit. So I'll just go with it, or go with the flow. Winter can be lonely and boring if you are all by yourself in a world of quiet and no people. It's really nice to have people around. Thank you all for being with me. Poor Willem, I said earlier, he stayed up till 3 last night. He went out there at about 10, I think, to do the snow blow the decks. He got 1 deck done and 3 other roofs let go. And it was 3 a.m. and he was tired. And the snow blower wouldn't go through any more of it. So, I guess it got cold. Is it going to get warm again? If it gets warm again, it's movable. It's nice that it's cold out there. It's nice that there's a difference. There's something inside and you can go out and you get your face nice and chilled. My hand is frozen, so good way to chill your hand, chill your body. I guess I'm going to have to take a shampoo because all that dust has made my hair like straw. Look at this. Yeah, and dust is just there. Anyway, we won't think about it. It's not important. Who's noticing anyway? Do you know that 250 people came and enjoyed part of our campfire last night? Isn't that nice? 250 people got to enjoy some part of it. And that was such a lovely video with Willem in there. Willem coming in, and we were talking about adore, accept, admire, and appreciate. That makes a perfect marriage. Well, as perfect as a perfect marriage can get. Anyway, and he was talking about those things, and it was awesome. Hi, Jack. Good, good. Nice to be done. I know you're in London, England. Is that right? Yes, London, England. Jack is in England, and what's the other guy's name who's in London, Ontario. Beats me. So did you get to come and see the campfire last night? We had such a good campfire. I would suggest if you go on that video, you scroll through it and just drag the cursor along. Since 87, I believe. What's that make it? A lot. 97, 107, 117, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 35 years. We've gotten to the 35. Wow, that's a big deal. You know why it's a big deal? Because there are mugs and glasses and plates that show up at the dump with 35-year anniversary on them. I have a bunch of them that I got sometime that say 25-year anniversary on them. I figured that was suitable because we've already done that. There were about 6 of them, or 8 of them, or 10 of them. My nose is all clogged up from both the dust in the teepee yesterday when I was shoveling it. It was so cool. It was so cool. Now we have bumps in there. I hope they're not. Good morning, Rose. I got your message this morning. Thank you. It was a beautiful message. I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't respond to it. So I just sent you a pretty picture from outside. You have a Cricut paper cutter and clay, and they're going to share your table. Nice. A Cricut paper cutter. I remember those. Do I remember that? It's not just a straight paper cutter? Isn't Cricut the name of something where you can program it and have it print out like letters on you can make yourself, what was it called? Bumper stickers. Something like that. I just fed a hairy woodpecker and a goldfinch. 2 goldfinches at the same time were fighting on my hand, and a hairy woodpecker with this beak that was like that long, like a hypodermic needle, and he was hammering on a pumpkin peanut. And I was a little bit worried that I was going to get a hole right through my hand. But I tried to relax. Thank you, Rose. Wasn't that a lovely campfire yesterday? Oh, I just loved it. It was so nice. I couldn't believe this morning when I looked at it, and 250 people have looked at that video. But now my peat moss is sitting here too. So what's happening? You've got peat moss and a paper cutter and clay. Are you going to garden too? Have you already got your seeds started? You've already did some lavender, right? I put a lot of ginger in here. If you're going to have fennel, you should crack it. It really tastes good. Tastes like licorice. How come anise and star anise? Yeah, it's too early for the seeds. They'll be way too early to plant out, won't they? I hear a truck. Just plant one seed then. Plant one seed if you're afraid of them dying. And see how long it takes to germinate. I would put it in with a plant, and so it's already got a whole area. A plant that you don't really care about, you can take out later. I think that seeds, whenever possible, that was a tweet. Yeah, I think if I plant lavender, I'm going to do it inside. I'll have to do it now, obviously, but I have not seen lavender seeds. You know what I like? Make sure to seal your lavender up tight. I'm going to refrigerate some too. So tell me about lavender. What do you have to do? Seal it up tight? You mean the seeds? I think this wood school is having too much fun. Oh, yes, that's right. And then it's not, when it's on its own, it's a little scary. And I think that I have to get that squirrel off of here. And I think that they don't like to have too much room. A seed on its own. Come on, you, out you go. Go away. Boy, he's not very afraid of me, is he? Come on. What's that in the way? Is that my hand? Oh, yes. Look at this day. Whoever does not like winter? Are you talking about like Yes. And what are we doing here now? Would you like me to catch your tail? Let me feed you? You are so quick. He can jump and do anything he wants. But you have done scared away all of my birds. But I think they ate everything. If you buy fresh lavender, hi, hello, would you like me to feed you on my hand? Here you go. You're getting mixed messages from me, aren't you, Sammy? Especially with the window open because the heat is going out. And you can feel the heat, and it's sort of a threat, right? Oh, leeks and onions. I've missed something. I think I have to bring my chair closer too. That was really cool having a hairy woodpecker here. Can you believe it? A goldfinch and a hairy woodpecker stopped and sat on my hand. And chickadee. Oh no, I don't think I had a chickadee. Yes, this is new snow. This is what happened last night. And it also fell off the roof, so we have a lot on the deck, which is going to create a little bit of a change. No more smooth sailing walking across the deck. Now I have to be climbing. No. Did you see it? I didn't see a blue jay bombing a red squirrel. But I did hear a blue jay. Did it film? We'll go look at my garden in a minute when my hand gets cold again. This reminds me of my grandmother's house somehow. Upstate New York. We must have had some beautiful snowstorms up there. We would be so excited to go out in the morning and play in the snow. We had our sleds and our skis, and they lived on a hill. It was the most wonderful place. It was in upstate New York. Tall Trees is what we called it. It was in Pine Plains. It wasn't in Pine Plains. Its post office box was Pine. It was on Old Bacon Road or something like that. Bacon River Road. It's a big, huge, long white house on the hill. Here's a squirrel. Oh, really? Well, I'll have to look at the video. See what I missed. Isn't it amazing? It's all stuck too. I tried to take a little bit off. It's frozen in that formation with about an eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch of new snow on top of a half an inch of frozen snow. Usually as soon as the sun comes out, it melts all the snow off the trees. I don't know if we're going to have some sunshine today or not. It doesn't really look like it. There's so much to watch outside, isn't there? I never fed the deer last night, so they didn't have any food. And now it's going to be harder for them to get to the earth because it's frozen on top. It's going to be really hard, so they're going to be quite hungry. I shall feed them again. There's one going up the tree. Where was the blue jay and the squirrel? Hi, Sammy. Hi, Sammy. How are you? Isn't that great? We used to climb a tree at my grandmother's too. It was down by the fence by the road. But I have a tree over here that the grandchildren can climb. That cedar tree there. I cut off some branches and I left big stumps so they can. Isn't it amazing? Like it didn't used to be. It was, but we planted those trees and the deck has gone out far enough that it's meeting up with all the woods, which I also planted. Isn't that neat? On the other side of the house too. Sometimes I walked along the house one day, when it ran across the path. Sometimes I've walked along the deck and I've counted how many steps between trees. And most of my deck has trees nearby. Live oak trees and your grandmother's fig tree. Would a fig tree hold you? Must have been very young. You had a large magnolia tree in your yard in Georgia. Yeah, magnolias with their big sprawling branches. Live oaks are from down there, water oaks. They have a lot of water oaks in Georgia. Hi, Sammy. Are you going to let him have some room? He can come here. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee. How many can you eat? Can you eat everything in there? Can you fill it all up in your tummy and take it back to your family? So are you the one that's going to have babies? No, you don't have any of those little things on your tummy. You're the dad, aren't you? Are you providing for your family? Your sweetheart is about to have babies, and you got to provide for them. You're not just filling your cheeks, though. You look like you're actually eating all this. How are you with the cold? You're not too puffed out. I should call you I-Ring, except that everybody would be named I-Ring then. I love the live oaks down in Florida. So beautiful. I love those hammocks. Isn't a hammock an interesting word to call those? So we have to either go outside or we have to... My grandmother had an apple tree in her yard and we would play on it. Sorry, I had to close the window so you could see better. Look, you're back. Hi, chickadee. They're so used to taking a seed and going away with it. But you know, when the hairy woodpecker was here, these seeds are sunflower seeds that are hulled. Are you not full yet? How much can you eat? Oh, I love the magnolia flowers, and I love the smell. I like the movie, too. What was the movie called? Driving Miss Daisy. No, Sweet Magnolia. I like Driving Miss Daisy. That was a good movie. think we should have another campfire today? Maybe we will. It's interesting to think about what their lives are like. Oh, steel magnolias, that's right. I don't know if I've seen that one. I have a handout here. It's getting cold. You may come and eat from it if you wish. Boy, that whole flock left. Whole flock is gone. Not all of this snow went down. Look, there's a whole bunch of it on that side that has yet to fall. Part of it fell. Oh, redbud trees are pretty too. They smell good. When I was there, we never had those. Oh yes, dogwoods. We had a beautiful dogwood in the yard, and they planted them all the way up River Hill Drive to Alps Road School, where I went to school in Athens. Hey, snow came in. It's not going to snow today, is it? Oh, maybe it is. I'm so glad I made some of those pathways out there. I wonder how well they have kept up. I wonder if they are going to. I wonder, all of the snow got. Yeah, and there's Peachtree Street, right, in Atlanta, in Hotlanta. I love the dogwood flower. We don't have dogwoods here. They have red osier dogwoods, but they don't have the beautiful flowers. Oh, you lived in Gulfport. Oh, I was there. We drove along the whole Gulf Coast, and so I became just a touch familiar with the road going along the beach through those towns. Come on, we've been waiting a long time now for you to sit on my hand. Not that it's anything special for you. The bus station was on or near Peachtree Street. I was looking at the videos yesterday of the trucks in Ottawa. I wonder how they made out with the snow. I mean, if we get a big dump of snow, which I don't know if they did because we got ice. Oh yes, Biloxi. I remember Biloxi also. In fact, I think we went crabbing in Biloxi. I would have said on the video, there's a video of crabbing where we put chicken legs on string, and we tossed them in the water, and we waited. And then when they pulled on the string, we pulled them up, and there were crabs hanging on to them. It was so cool to go crabbing. Oh, Harry Woodpecker's back. Oh, that was not a Harry Woodpecker. That was a nuthatch. I rode my bicycle from Athens to Stone Mountain. It was a long way, 50 miles, I think. Took most of the day. That would have been awesome. What a great thing to do. Go crabbing with the kids and the grandchildren. Here, just throw this in the water and wait. It was a long ride. I was a teenager. I was still living at home, I believe, so I must have been about 15 or 14. No, I don't think I was living at home. I think I went with a friend. And I think he lived on Meg Street too. Meg Street was kind of a charmed street back then. It was all hippies. The whole street was full of hippie houses. It's really a cool place to live. Back in the day, I had lots of hippie friends, you know. That would have been so much fun taking the kids crabbing. I can take the kids... Oh, he's watching my hand move. They're back. I love to bicycle ride, but it hurt my knees after a while, and so I haven't been able to do it. Maybe if you get new knees. Wouldn't that be cool if I had new knees and I could go bike riding? It was fun being a hippie, wasn't it, Rose? It was really a good life. Lots of interesting things. Well, I think at the beginning I was a wannabe hippie, and I think everybody was probably a wannabe hippie. Some had just been doing it long enough that it was obviously sticking. But how else did you become a hippie? Go from being a regular person, start wearing bare feet, putting bleach on your jeans. Sure hurt my knees when I bike ride. Well, it might be all right. I'd have to be really careful about what I eat. But if there's any possibility that there was milk in my diet, or dairy on my nuts, or anything like that, I'll really wrench my knees. It's so easy to wrench them without doing anything. Okay, birds, there is food here. You must come. Come, eat. Enjoy being on my hand. You guys are all twins, you know. I wish I could fix the lighting. Well, that's the thing. I didn't fit in with any group at school. All those groups. And I was like totally not interested in fashion. Or prestige. Or, well, I was a pretty good student, but I wasn't really... These guys have... It gets stuck on their faces. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Like, I was out of high school by then. I was just... A friend of mine had ridden his bicycle to Nova Scotia. And he said these strange things. He said that there were children playing in a sandbox. Oh, yeah. Okay. He was the one. He used newspaper. He used newspaper to line his body so that he would not get cold as he rode his bike through Nova Scotia. And the kids in the sandbox were not wearing t-shirts, or they were little children playing. And he's the one I rode bike with. Wonder what his name was. He was a nice fella. He was a friend. We hung out and did stuff. I wish this would focus on the dark stuff. If the light stuff is around, it won't focus very well. I find Nova Scotia's terrain is very similar to it is here. We had to be resourceful. Yeah, when I lived on the farm, Stephen Gaskin's farm in Tennessee, we had big box of tops and a box of skirts, and everybody got their clothes out of the box in the morning. I didn't really stay in touch with anybody because I went to Canada, and well, I joined the church also. So I went to Jamaica, and then Phoenix, and then Canada. And when I had joined the church between Phoenix and Canada, my friends changed, right? I had church friends then. It was a different lifestyle than the hippies. And then I had kids, so I never went back. Mom was a teacher. My dad was a teacher, a professor. And then my sister was a professor. Not at that time. Okay, fingertips are frozen. End of experiment. Arm is... There they go. Interesting. Okay, should we keep watching these or we'll turn around now? And I can get comfortable. Oh, my arm is not happy. Neither is my hand. I always loved church. Church was awesome. Not when I was young, but once I was a hippie, I started to realize that there was a spiritual world and that there was a God. And I really knew it after that. I knew that there was a God and that there was a lot more to life than stuff, working to get more of it, buying it. Oh, I am very stiff today. All that shoveling yesterday. I think it'll be a slow-moving day today. Oh, this campfire, that teepee was so awesome. After it got dark outside, that's the time to go light the fire, is at sunset. Get everything done in the day, and then at sunset, go out there with all my pile of food and sit by the fire and eat stuff. Eat stuff. I could make a pot of something. Oh yes, I made those chickpeas. Was that yesterday morning? Well, I better pressure cook them again. They've been sitting there for a day. You know, you can't taste the fennel until you chew it. Can you get ground fennel? Or do you just get fennel seeds? I really like it in my food. In my drink. Spin it around. Yeah, campfire at sunset is good. I think what happens to me is I get stuck playing Minecraft or something with my grandchild, or I want to see the news and I'm doing all that. And so I just sit there in my chair. Yeah, I should get organized. There's a lot of cool things to do in the teepee. We could have fun. We could do Roku. I always took picnics with us. Those were the days of our picnics. When we had small children, we would pack up lunches or I would just take stuff, fill my bag with stuff. We'd go to the beach. Even here, there's a lot of hippies here who are my friends naturally. Low power mode. Yes, sitting is not good. You can't see them, and it's too dark. There's too much darkness that the sun... it really looks like my grandmother's when I see the snow and everything like this. But you know, each time you access a memory, it changes. You don't change it on purpose. I had a conversation like this with my brother about how our memories change as we think about them. He says, no, my memories are still the same memories. But as you age, your memories change because you're now seeing your memory from the point of view of the age that you are with the wisdom that you have. I think wisdom is very important. I think when I was a hippie, I started praying for wisdom. I thought wisdom was an awesome thing to pray for, and there was all the Psalms or Proverbs, I guess, about wisdom. The goldfinches are back. That was really amazing. I had a hairy woodpecker on my hand. Can you believe that? A hairy woodpecker sat on my hand pecking peanuts with that huge long, but he was so accurate. But then something got down in between my fingers, just a little bit, and he pecked in there. And he was fine. He didn't hurt me. Oh, do you hear that sound? Yeah, if you can be wise, and making mistakes is a really wise thing to do. If you only ever do it the way you've been shown, that's the only way you'll ever know how to do it. And there are many ways to get to everywhere. Boy, there's a whole bunch of them now. I think they're so pretty. These white stripes on their wings. Did you see it, Rose? Were you here when it happened? I couldn't believe it. Look at those beautiful wing stripes. Oh, Sammy's back. Hi, Sammy. Yes, indeed. You took everything home? Everything's well at the fort? At the nest? I wonder where his nest is. Well, it would be back at the early part of this video, as soon as I came up here and sat down. Why won't it show up? Oh, that's better. Look, he has been wounded. Little Sammy, you're eating what I didn't use, aren't you? What I left there is now free game. Look at those toes. Well, those are sharp little toenails. Jump, jump. There's no running at all, it's jumping. Looks like a hairy spider, but it isn't. It's his foot. Oh, you woke up at 3. I was so tired last night. I went to bed about 10, and then I slept solidly. I guess I got up about 8. I don't think I got up before then. They have such sleek bodies, you know, they're not covered with long hair, they're just always in place. It's like Mexican children's hairstyles. Always in place. All right, enough of that. So what are you drinking today, everyone? Need some energy here. I was thinking of, there's a few things. I guess if I want to do a thing in the teepee again, it's great to have people talking. I just love it. Hi, 12 people. How many of you? 11 people. Remember to thumbs up before you leave. water and tea. Having mine, I made it as soon as the video started. Well, I had a prayer first. I really like having prayers in the morning when I'm making videos because I find that when I pray out loud, especially on here, my prayers are better. I am so distracted. If I kneel down to pray, I pray a few sentences and then I find I'm walking away, I'm on my feet, leaving and thinking, wait a minute, I was praying. Why am I not praying? But I get some idea and then I'm up, going to do it, and I forget that I'm in the middle of a prayer. But when I do it on here, it's like if you pray in church, you know, in front of everybody. Thanks, Rose. I knew it. If you pray in church, like, you don't wander away in the middle of your prayer. You know you've got this thing to do and you stay there and you say amen and you're done. I think I put too much stuff in it. It's a little strong. I can hear him on the side of the house. Oh, there he is. Back again. They're such dangerous. These red squirrels are so angry. Praying in the morning, it helps me to have direction, to remember that I've asked for the Lord to help me to listen to the promptings. So what are the promptings today? What am I prompted to do today? I'm usually prompted to do things that are not on my to-do list. So my idea is to prepare the teepee to have a really nice campfire in there. So I would have to take down wood. I have a container of wood pieces too. I really should get better at lighting the fire down there. I used to be great at lighting fires. I could light fires everywhere. We were out in the woods. I would take my kids for a walk in the woods. We would stop somewhere and I would light a fire. And they would be crying because they were cold and it was snowing. I like the apple cinnamon. I have to add more to that. Apple cinnamon is nice, but the cinnamon is the best. Yeah, I think all that dust I was stirring around and that smoke. So the door has issues. I need to make the door a proper door. So I'll need a cross piece for the bottom and a cross piece for the top, and I'll line up those 3 boards, and I think I'll get a 4th one. But you can't just have a flat door because it's a pyramid, or what's it? Is a cone shaped. A teepee is a cone, right? That was fun in the teepee with Willem. Were you there when he was there? That was so nice to hear him say such lovely things to me. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. And I know that there are few men on the earth like Willem, and I'm sorry that you can't all have one. The cinnamon is an antioxidant. Now, I heard something lately about antioxidants are not actually all they're cracked up to be. I don't know. I think everything in your cupboard, all your spices, are good for you. Hey, what if? Oh, I have a perfect idea for how to hold my shelf up. Oh, thank you, Heavenly Father. Oh, I love inspiration. Okay. Oh, well, he was on later. You have to scroll through it. It's 7 hours long, so scroll through until you see him. And he came in and sat down, and we had a really awesome conversation. But listen to my inspiration. So I have been putting shelves up with those little tiny hooks with these little tiny posts, and they stick in and they have a part that goes out and down. What if on my cupboard where I have the here, let's see if I can plug you up. See, if we're prepared, we shall not fear. There it is. Da-da-da-da. Okay. There we go. Okay, so my idea is, it was a good video. There was a lot of good conversation. I was also shoveling the bottom of the teepee, trying to level the areas where the chairs are. And I did a good job in there. But there's a few piles of sand in there now that need to be moved. I hope they didn't freeze in place. Depends on if we have snow that came in on the campfire last night. Because the top isn't closed, right? What about taking a narrower piece of fabric, tying a long pole to each end, or fastening it to both ends, and bringing it in over the back of the top of the teepee, and then moving the poles over in the front, crisscrossing them like a collar, to make a collar that's tighter. Because right now the teepee is open kind of like that, or even more of an angled, an angled opening, a long V. I don't know if you can see it from here, but I do need to work on the doorway. I also need to put, my cupboard inspiration. Yes, sorry. I could drill little holes the right diameter, and I could put those little pegs in and under my spice shelf. That is the way to do it. It is so perfect. And then it won't be sitting on things that are on the stove. Yay! We'll do that next. You'll have to remind me, because the next thing is probably going to be something totally different. Me and my wandering mind, daydreaming mind. Isn't that a great idea? So I could just fix that up. I have my drill. I'll just get the pins and I'll check what they are. Compare them to the. Is this sort of freezing? See if you're plugged in here. Plugged in on the wall. Okay, so you should be. You have every possibility of being re-energized. When we get enough energy, we'll get up. We're just waiting for the energy to come. A drill is the best thing. Like, you gotta have your own drill. An impulse drill. That's the best. They were about $69, but you'll use it for years and years and years. And have batteries. Get smaller batteries, because the big batteries are too heavy to carry around. So just get more batteries that are the small size. I think small ones come with it anyway. But it's wonderful. You set up your charger somewhere and you keep it charged, and it goes forever. It's a lovely battery, a lovely drill. And you just change the bits. So I'll get a bit out and I'll measure it. I'll look through it. I'll put my little thing that I'm going to stick in the wall to hold it up. This is on the wrong side. There, it goes like that. One goes in, one goes down, and one goes, wait a minute, one goes flat. I don't know. Flat and down and in. So we have one going down, one going in, and the rest going flat. There we go. There's my item. So the one that goes in, I will measure. I'll put my drill right up my bit up against it, and if you can't see the bit looking at it through the drill, if they're exactly the same, then you drill a hole, and you only want it a short way, so you don't want it to go everywhere. So you'll measure the end of the bit against the spike of the hardware, and then you put some tape around it to make sure it doesn't go any further in than that. And then you can drill 4 little ones and put in your little things and hang up your little shelf. What a good idea. So yesterday I told you my one favorite joke. My first favorite joke. And my second favorite joke I never told you. I may have told it on another video, but here it comes. This is my second favorite joke. Okay, so a fellow finds a bottle on the beach, and he rubs it, and out comes a genie. And he's looking across the ocean, and he says, "Genie," who says, "I will give you one wish. What would you like?" He says, "I would like a bridge to Hawaii." Yeah, that's a good idea, to make a list as your mind wanders. I have very long lists, though. My lists get so long, and then I look at them and I get overwhelmed. Hi, Priscilla. We have never spoken before, have we? Priscilla Adkins. And where do you hark from? Oh, sorry, gone. Willem is fine. He's awesome. He is, yes, a bridge to Hawaii. He's sleeping because he worked with the snowblower and then shoveling what came off the roof until 3 a.m. But then, by then, I guess it had hardened up because the temperature must have fallen, and then it was no longer possible. Anyway, so what was I just saying? Okay, so the bridge to Hawaii. So he's standing there looking out, wishing he could go to Hawaii, but he can't afford a flight. But he could drive there if only there were a bridge. And so he asked the genie, "I'd like a bridge to Hawaii." And the genie is startled. Such a big request. Willem is a gem. And he looks out over the expanse beside the man that's looking out over the expanse, and he says, "Do you realize what that means? Those waves, the currents? It's going to be a huge task. The depth of those posts, the pylons to go in for the bridge. You have any idea what you're asking me? Would you mind picking something else?" "Oh, good morning, Cat Satnam. I don't know you either. And where do you hark from?" "Nice to see you. Thank you for speaking up. And don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe." Just have to say that, you know. It's expected of me. So the guy is thinking about this bridge to Hawaii, and then he says, "All right, if it's too hard for you, I know it would be too hard for me, so I will find something easier." And so he thinks for a minute, and he says, "Okay, how about a book that explains how a woman's mind works?" And the genie looks at him, and his mouth drops, and he says, "Will that be a 2-lane or a 4-lane bridge?" "Oh, Cat, thank you for speaking up. At least now I'll know you're there. You don't have to speak up if you don't want. But it's such a fun community, isn't it? And you are immediately accepted because, you know, we're brothers and sisters out here on this planet. And you are welcome. You are one of us. There are others in the UK." The joke is better. "Oh, it's lovely in the UK. Is it as good as this? What about these snowy trees?" Where'd that squirrel go? He was there a second ago. Isn't that beautiful? It's 14 degrees in Oklahoma. My place space. I have never been to the UK, but as I was saying yesterday, my son and his wife like to go places. And they are going to go somewhere. I think they're going to go to the UK or Scotland, or England or Scotland. Do you call yourselves England? You're from England, you say the UK. But the UK is England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales, right? Life has changed a lot since England owned most of the world, you know. And before that, when Rome It wasn't just a city, it was everywhere. And it owned everything. And then there was wind chill is worth dangerous, eh? I don't know what it is here. I didn't ask. Where's Google? She's in the other room. Okay, Google. What's the current temperature in Ottawa? Feels like it's minus 16. I think it's minus 9 or something. I couldn't really hear her. My ears are going. This whole body. Your ancestors came from Ireland, Scotland, England, and Holland. Neat. Mine came from England and, well, the United States, up in New England, and before that, England, all the way back to the Kings. And then there is French in there too. I have, what was, not Constantine, what was that? There was some big deal, there was a French king or something. I have French back in there. When you get back far enough from England, I think that the English princess married a French prince, and so he was the French guy that came to England and became king of England. Who was that? I don't know. It's not Constantine. It starts with a C, though, doesn't it? I don't know. And then the other side, my father's side, they came from Canada, and before that, Pennsylvania, and before that, Germany, and before that, Switzerland. They were in Zurich back in, I guess, in the 1700s or no, 1400s. I don't know. I love genealogy. It's very interesting to do that. New England ancestors too. 6 pilgrims. I know the French line, but the French did not show up on my DNA. Royal line. Isn't that interesting? I think the DNA is kind of flawed. I don't know how exactly it works, but there was a documentary on the DNA and how it gets too convoluted pretty soon. Anyway, I don't remember. I've never had a nuthatch land on my hand. I wonder if he would. I think these birds came and landed on my hand because the sunflowers seeds are hulled. Even with the squirrel out there, they're still coming here. Maybe my hand is warmed up enough again. Turn you around. Open the window. Put my hand out. Hi, Sammy. It's me again. Let's see what will come today. Isn't that amazing? I love it when it looks like this. If it snowed in Georgia, it was always like this because the snow was warm, and so it would stick to the trees. Sammy's coming around the other way. Is he going to come and get it on that side of my hand? Chickadee dee dee dee. Dee 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 dee. You're right. I didn't know that goldfinches would eat from your hand. or hairy woodpeckers. Too bad you can see his pretty yellow color. Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Except an Alice. Do you think they love me? I don't think they have emotions about me. Oh, that's a hairy woodpecker. Something big flapped beside my hand. Grand Central at the station. Right, we can pretend. I hear him on the wall. Maybe if I move you over here a bit. I've just become part of the furniture. It's a good thing to do if your body hurts. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. Look at that, they've already sanded the road. Isn't that nice? They take good care of us here. He's hanging on an icicle. Harry is over there. But I didn't fill that feeder back up because I just couldn't do it. How sweet. I can hear the snowplow now. Oops. Wow, 36 words. That guy just empties the feeder. So what'd you think of my second joke? Wanted a book that would explain how a woman's mind works. And the genie said, will that be a 2-lane or a 4-lane bridge? I don't usually have to wait this long to feed them, do I? I want to go outside. It's so pretty out. I want to wander around out there. wear my boots, wander around and fill those deer, fill all the posts with food again. Wow, we lost a lot of snow, didn't we? All those teacups. I'm so glad I made a few more teacups. I did them, and you got to come along to the studio. That was cool. I love little critters, too. I was so proud of my... I was so proud of my son. He pulled some... he had a bar of granola bar in his pocket. He broke part of it off and he gave it to the birds. And they all came. Come on, birdies. I'm waiting, waiting and waiting. Come on. Chickadee-dee-dee-dee. I have a third joke. I can't remember what it was now. It's also very funny. Yeah, the birds came right to his hand. I was really surprised. You know, as a mother, you don't really see that anything you ever taught your children is being used by them. It's a hairy woodpecker. Yep, there's a suet cake in there. What a beautiful bird. I could feel his wings on my wrist. cleaned up the whole windowsill, so I thought he was going to come to my hand after. That hairy woodpecker. Good morning, everybody. Don't forget, like and subscribe. If you like, do you hand feed the birds? Click like if you like feeding the birds too. Do they come to your hands? Goodbye, Rose. Are you going to go and do housework and such? Well, I think that's that for now. Yep, they're gone. I have to wait for a moment. So, as I was saying before, I think I'm going to have to work on the door for the teepee. Have to close it in somehow. And I'm going to put shelf hooks up to hold my little okay, Rose, bye. People all talk anyway. It doesn't matter if one person is talking because everybody can talk. Big smile to you too. All right, looks like not a lot's happening here. I'm going to stop there. I guess I'm going to get out of this chair. So is everybody doing well? You all enjoying the day? I think I need to go outside and I could take you with me. We need to go walking on that snow. Fill up the feeders for the birds. So it's -9 or something, but the wind makes it feel like -16. So I'll wear a coat and socks. And I shall even take off my moccasins and put on boots. I never did get it all put on. I had my socks with me for a while there. Well, if you go to the beginning of this video, you can see the hairy woodpecker and the goldfinches eating out of my hand. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I think I'll stop now. And I will reconvene in a minute. Have to get out of this chair first, though. That's the biggest thing, is let's get up. So I wonder if we can do that. Let's see. We'll have to unplug you. Ta-da! There's your IV. I like these ones that are crooked like that. So does this part inside here go bad, or is it just where it connects? Is it the wire that goes bad first? And if the wire goes bad, can you cut off the top and somehow connect it to a new wire? Those are my questions. All right, so let's go do something else. I'll be back. Goodbye. Just refresh.